Hello everyone, welcome again. Today we have another offer in the shop, and this is a quick video just to bring some useful information about the tank that the offer contains, and to help up make a decision for all the people who are interested in those tanks to buy them or maybe not to buy. So let's take a look on the offer first. For 10,000 of gold we have two tanks. The Sinister VK4503 and the Demonic VK16801P. Both tanks coming with 2 garage slots, with all 9 equipment slots unlocked, with Demon Soul Rare Camouflage on both of those tanks, 10 certificates for ×5 experience for VK16801 and 4503. And don't forget, you can use those certificates only on those particular tanks, and Blazing Legendary Avatar for that. Like I said, both tanks cost 10,000 of credits, 10,000 of gold, and if you want to buy them separately, Sinister VK4503 costs us 5,000 of gold, and Demonic VK16801 7,500 of gold. Today let's talk about the first of those tanks. Don't forget, keep in mind that the name of this offer, which is the Indestructibles, which is supposed to be accurate according to those tanks. But let's take a look on the tanks. Today we talk about the Sinister VK4503, and if you look at it, it seriously looks like a strong German, you know, that typical strong German well-armored tank, heavy tank. And if you compare, for example, with Tiger 2, you can see it's exactly the same shape, exactly the same shape of a tank, just the turret is slightly different, because of course if you look on a Tiger 2 with the stock turret, this, as you can see, it looks exactly like the same tank on the sides, the same model, and here just a small change, you know, couple of changes here, but of course that might be because of Tiger 2 camo and model. So as you can see, you're supposed to have a nice strong, because if everyone knows Tiger 2 and his strong powerful tank on his tier, and is a tier 8, and VK is on tier 7. So let's take a look about on the parameters then. We have a gun, a famous German 88mm long 88mm with 71 calibers long, and probably everyone knows that that gun is a very good gun, one of the best guns in the game on the tier 7 or 8. And the parameters also, probably everyone knows that it's a very good gun with reload time 5.7, less than 6 seconds. Here we have here. Dispersion 0.308, very accurate. Aiming time 5.4 is also quite good for a heavy tank. It's very good time. And the penetration of this gun is 213mm on regular shells, 249 on premium shells, and 48mm on high explosives. We're talking about tier 7 tank, so the penetration is very good, and damage on alpha damage on of this gun is on regular 220, on premium 190, and high explosives 270. Of course, the damage, alpha damage, maybe not fantastic, not extremely high like in Russian tanks, for example. But don't forget, we have a really short reload time, less than 6 seconds, and the alpha damage combined with the short reload time gives us DPM on 2314. Quite good DPM. Gun depression 8 degrees. 8 degrees of gun depression. It should help a lot to play on uneven terrain. Elevation of this gun 15 degrees, also not bad. How about the speed? Here is the first catch, because this tank average speed has 24 km per hour. As you can see, we have almost 750 horsepower in this engine, and weight of this machine is 65 tons, which gives us power to weight ratio on 11.5. is not too much, and the average speed is 24 km per hour. So it's not a speed demon. So of course it's a heavy tank, so it shouldn't be too fast. And now we're supposed to talk about the third aspect of this tank, which is the armor. Well, here we have armor profile of VK4503, and just from on the first look, you should think that something is really wrong here, because if the color is quite bright. It's nothing like we know from Tiger 2, for example, you know, that we just talked about. With nice strong armor, should be dark red or purple, and here there is something wrong about it. So let's take a look on the parameters. On the front top, all the top frontal hull, we have 140, 143, 147, less than 150 millimeters. Don't forget, it's a heavy tank. We have 150, less than 150 millimeters of armor on heavy tank on tier 7. When even some medium tanks, they have about 175 millimeters of penetration and can easily, extremely, very easily penetrate this armor. So this is the first emergency bell. Let's go forward. The lower plate, we have 175, 74, 75 millimeters, and this is also, like I said, 175 for on heavy tank. This is nothing. Of course, we should be prepared for that, because most of the German tanks they have a weak lower plate, but such a low value on the top on the frontal armor of heavy tank, there must be something wrong. Let's keep going. The turret ring, 104 millimeters, even worse, and the turret now 140, 110, 112. Look at that. This is 107. 130, less than 140 millimeters on the turret, on the frontal turret armor. This is a joke. Seriously, it seems like a very bad joke. And just remind that name, indestructible. That's supposed to bring you now to think about it. Oh, something must be wrong here. How you can call this shit indestructible? Seriously. Let's keep going. We have a commander's hatch, but you can't even call it a weak spot, because it's the same armor like all over the place. 111 millimeters here and 151. So this one probably is the strongest part of this armor. Let's take a look on the side. We have all over the place 88 millimeters. Nothing like a space armor anywhere, anything, just the 88 millimeters plain. On the turret we have 91, 97, 100. So all the turret also very weak. On the back, we have 92 millimeters on the hull armor, 94, and 93, 94 on the turret. On the turret. So according to the other tanks, you know, when they have very weak the back side, this one is a bit stronger. So, but it's not strong enough to prevent you from being penetrated, being hit by the enemies. So it might protect you from high explosives, but everyone gonna shoot you and penetrate. Even the light tanks probably gonna penetrate that easily. So I think it's like I said at the beginning, it's a little bit sarcastic to call this tank indestructible. Seriously, even if it's angled, look, if you try to side scrap, it's the same joke. 345 millimeters here, but then if you move the turret here, you get all this part visible. 290, and here we have 153 millimeters, so 180 millimeters. So the side scrap doesn't really work on that tank, because if you move like this, here you have a nice value here, but again you have to show the turret. Turret has 120, 130, so all this part gonna be penetratable, and all this part of the tank here gonna be penetratable, and this is a heavy tank. So just a look here on armor performance. Against tier 6, it is a red, but like I said before, the heavy tanks on tier 6, they have enough penetration to penetrate this armor easily. Tier 7, completely useless, and tier 8 doesn't even mention, because this is like a really bad joke. So now, just to show you the difference between those tanks, between VK4503 and Tiger 2 that we mentioned before, let's take a look on Tiger's armor profile. Look, on the frontal plate we have 235 millimeters on the top plate, and 262 millimeters on the lower plate. So if you compare that with 150, 140, 150 in VK, that looks completely different. The same with armor on the turret. Look, 223 millimeters, 290 of course that shape, and here is 222, and the weak spots here 108. Okay, weak spot is the same, but all the armor is much stronger. So only the shape and and the model it looks similar like Tiger 2, but all the parameters are completely different. On the side armor we have 114, so this one is pretty much similar to the VK, and the back here we got 90 millimeters and 75 and 85 millimeters here. So like I said, it may look exactly the same like Tiger 2, but the parameters are completely different. Only weak spot here is like, but this is 200 millimeters. Even the weak spot on the frontal armor is 200 millimeters, still more than the whole armor of VK 4503. So what we have here is a very slow, not very really mobile vehicle with no armor. Don't even need to look for weak spots, because the armor can be penetrated everywhere. The only thing we have here is a good gun. So this tank is, and as a heavy tank, seriously, is a really joke, because you can't even get, the heavy tank supposed to be on the front line to hold the enemies, just to stand against the heavy enemies and fight head to head with the other heavies. On this one, there's no point. You can't even follow medium tanks, to flank, because it's too slow. Is seriously is a joke. The best way to use this tank is probably to camp on the second line somewhere and just use your gun, because the gun here, I have to admit, the gun is very good, and that's it. You have to hide yourself, something like tank destroyers. You have to find the cover and pray just not to get spotted and not to get aimed on by the enemies, because they're gonna penetrate. Every single shot gonna penetrate you. So how to play this tank? Like I said, second line, hide on the second line, or even third line, basically camping, and use your gun, and that's it. That's it for today, guys. I hope I just bring some useful information for all of you who think about buying this tank. And if you look at the shape of it, maybe when you think about the heavy tanks, like a proper German heavy, to have a nice heavy premium. No, this tank is absolutely different than other German tanks. This one is like a bit of crap, seriously. So in my opinion, stay away, because I just fall on that trap long time ago. When I looked at it, I said, yes, this is fantastic, gonna be another heavy like a Tiger, so I'm gonna have a nice premium for making credits. No, you have to be really careful, extremely careful, and there is nothing to in this tank like a playstyle of heavies, of German heavies. On this one, you have to camp, you have to hide yourself, and just to use the gun. So if you don't like, if you're looking for a heavy tank to buy, stay away, avoid this offer. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching, and if you want to see any other offers and any other videos about the other tanks, you can browse the channel and look for something for yourself. If you like my materials, just subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for incoming ones. And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.